Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we had apparently a quick drop on OBS, and I apologize for that, so we have to do the introduction here for this game as well. This is the ace match between coLDignitas and Team Acer. Pretty intense match, actually, that we had so far, and right now we have Tefel going up against MMA on Ultisim Stronghold. It is the 9th map in the series. Starting to the bottom left, we have Tefel, our Zerg player here in red. He's the ace player for his team, and he was able to force out MMA, being the ace player for Team Acer. It's the 9th and the last game. First of all, I mean, what a match we had today. Tefel at first loses against MMA, then he's being revived as the ace player for this team, and then goes up against MMA again. Takes him down, goes up against Innovation, and is able to win against Innovation too. And it's so funny, because the first thing that happens after the game, when I was still thinking about why did Innovation not know what was going on? Why did nobody tell him that Tefel was a Roach player, a Roach Hydra player? MMA immediately messaged me on Battle.net, and he was like, "Hey dude, no, I told him, he's just a noob, he didn't listen." Laughed, of course, and yeah, put his smiley faces in there. But MMA immediately, like, when he heard that, he was watching the stream, and immediately when he heard what was going on, he immediately said, like, "No dude, I told him what he's doing, and he just didn't listen." So yeah, we are a little bit late to the party here because of that drop that we had on the live stream, which also affected the recording. But as you can see, nothing happened out of the ordinary. And you can probably guess what happened at the bottom left. Tefel went into a spawning pool first and straight into the hatch. And this is pretty crazy if you think about this being Ultisim Stronghold, a map where most Zerg players will straight go for the hatch first, and sometimes even a double hatch on early gas and a very delayed spawning pool. Not so Tefel. He has his build. He likes his build, and it works. And that's why he does it. So we have him currently with the lair tech already started, as you can see here. Scouts, very few in the game. As you can see, that nothing really happened. Nothing really was lost. Only Tefel lost a couple of resources overall because he cancelled structures. But that's all that happened there. So that's why there's a tiny glitch in the overlay here works. The layer is already done, and starting to the top left, we have for MMA the orbital command completed. The third orbital on the way. Going in right now, and as you can see to the front, there's the factory already just waiting to get that those Hellions into the game and push the creep maybe back a little bit. So at the bottom there's already a little bit of a, well, not really a block, but the Queen is active at the front, blocking together with those two Zerglings, trying to make that work. It's not going to work for too long, but a single Hellion is something that he can deal with, and that's what he's currently trying to do. The Spy attack, on the other hand, for Tefel is something that you would not expect, and this is actually super sneaky. I mean, think about what was going on there. Tefel plays against MMA twice. He plays the same style. In the first game he gets a little bit blindsided by the drop. Second game works out for him, and MMA plays it a bit YOLO style. And Tefel shows once again Roach Hydra. Third game against Terran, he goes up against another Terran player, against Innovation, plays Roach Hydra again. And right now, he's going Spire. Bam! Switching it up, trying to be full in MMA's face, because he's like, you're expecting the same style again. And I can kill you with this. Of course, it also caters a little bit to the map that we currently see, because it's a much bigger map. So hitting an aggressive timing and trying to push across is very different as well, very difficult as well. But it's still something that he could try to do. For now, it's going to be the mutalisk build with Muta Baneling. Third base being snug in here. Something that also MMA missed. Oh no, actually he saw it. Okay, he saw it and decided not to go for it because with the Hellions alone, he can't really kill it. But yeah, the mutalisks are going to cross the map very soon. The Queens are already pushing those few Hellions back. And of course, what is MMA doing? At this point, he's just going for his usual thing. He has the third base already. We have him with additional barracks going full bio at this moment. And the mutalisks are already out on the map. And with the mutalisks on the map, the first thing that happens, of course, bam, missile turrets. One in the natural and one in the main base. But the timing isn't really alright. So suddenly he has to draw the Marines down. The first SCV goes down. He might be able to kill a few more than that, but in the end, the mutalisks will be repelled, at least for now. 2 SCV kills, not really as much as you would want to do, but you can still bounce between the bases and try to do some damage. He's trying to get maybe something out of those Marines. Well, there he gets at least another SCV. Nice. Over at the third base, of course, able to kill another one, another 2 that is. And even moving in there with the rest of his army. Cancelling, forcing the cancel, on the missile turret. So good job, well done. Another attempt to damage the SCVs with the bouncy glaives. Takes down another one. Really well played so far by Tefel with this. Getting a little bit more than he probably expected himself. That's like 7 here, another cancel on the gas as well. So really trying to screw with MMA a little bit, and he's doing a good job at that. Moving in again, sniping another SCV. That's 8 already. Behind all of this, it's the 1-1 upgrades that he goes for. Whoa, not losing that one mutalisk there. That was very important. That would have like rendered the entire harass nearly, not useless, but yeah, a lot worse than it was in the end. So trying to find his opening again, but we have the Baneling Nest now nearly completed. The 1-1 on the way here with the double evolution chamber. +1 attack started for the mutalisk as well. And things are looking pretty decent. 3 bases, 4th base being built, trying to dominate the map with a bit of different composition that he used in most of the other games, but yeah. So we have really this tie situation, and I have to emphasize this again. This is a little bit crazy that we have this tie scenario between the two of them, the two teams that is, because it's crazy. And if you think about it, like with MMA being the ace player for the Team Acer, this is basically a best of 3 that decides the match between the two of them. Both of them sending out their champion, and like in the old days, and trying to win the war here. It's Troy all over again. Movie that is, not the epic. So we have Tefel and MMA being 1-1 in this series so far. This is the 3rd game. Here comes the Bioforces. The Banelings with the connects. More Banelings running in. But immediately the Medivacs with a pickup trying to go away. Trying to just afterburn away. The Mutalisk in hot pursuit. And oh my god, this is gonna hurt. Losing both Medivacs. Losing all of those Marines. MMA is in some trouble. 1,200 resources lost for the Zerg player. And on the other hand, twice the amount for the Terran. Terran player here on 3 bases against 4, so it's not like he doesn't have a good economy or anything like it. Keep in mind that what MMA wants to do is carry this game into the late game, get the upgrade advantage, and he's already on the way to do that. 2-2, halfway done, more than halfway. Against the 2-2 just started for Tefel, but we have the rest of the upgrades also on the way, and that includes the Infestation Pit, which will allow him to go straight into the Hive Tech. Then we have, of course, Vipers. We have Ultralisks available to him, so that's a lot of options. The Mutalisk count at this point is only 10, but he's building more now. Still trying to maybe go for another quick attempt to move in there, but there's a lot of missile turrets. This is MMA just basically saying, alright, it's time to turtle. It's time to go turtle Terran. And that's what he's trying to do. He lost his initiative on the map. He doesn't really have a chance now to pressure Tefel, to really go in and try to do that damage. But what he can do is still try to just go in and like turtle up, get his economy up, get his upgrades out there, and make sure that Tefel can't do too much. For Tefel it would be important to then take the map and to really take the advantage in the bases, to really tech up as well, and to make sure that with Overlords and a good spread, he sees dropships. Because there's already one just poised to attack again, while we have the harass by Tefel taking down the missile turrets. He has a lot more mutalisks by now. He rebuilt a few, and he's now at 13. Was at 14 a little bit earlier, and just tries to find spots where he can do some damage. And that's exactly what we see right now. Another supply depot gone, takes a few Marines down, loses nothing, but he needs to retreat because he needs to help out here at the bottom. Widowmine is being dropped, and immediately all of the drones are just gonna move back there. They are not gonna YOLO this time. We have the drones retreating. Lings running in. Widowmine. Let's see how many kills the Widowmine gets. Now 1 kill on the Mutalisk, and that's it for now. But yeah, the Marines are gonna die. A nice micro by Tefel. Really well done. Rest of the Mutalisks are to the rescue. Taking everything out, as you can see. And so far, so good. The 2-2 upgrades were already done for MMA during that, and he has another force to the left side of the map that tries to do some damage over here. Keep in mind that that Widowmine is also still alive and kicking. That's going to get a few more kills in just a second. A drop already on the way back. But yeah, the Widowmine with another shot gets 5 additional harvesters. Gets 5 harvesters here, so 6 in total already taken out. But we have Tefel now maxed out, and he can get another base. He's on Hive, he gets Adrenal Glands, 3-3 is on the way. And you know, this time, the timing window that MMA had for the upgrades is gone. The 3-3 is on the way for Tefel too. A little bit faster, a tiny little bit, but this is not gonna matter too much. There's also the Ultralisks Cavern, and MMA is moving out with the 2-2 on what he has. The army supply is very much the same for both of them. 4 base against still 2. There's the dropship coming in once again. The Lings trying to go in and take down the Marines. Yep, and the Medivac is also gone. But this is when MMA needs to do some damage. He needs to babysit that Thor and manually target those Mutalisks. That would be the best thing for him to do here. We have Chitinous plating started as well, +2 attack for the Mutalisk, and MMA, he needs to retreat because Tefel wants to move in. 4th base being built, and there are the cooldowns on all of those Widow Mines. Here come the Mutalisk. Bam, that Thor is gone in a flash. MMA loses a lot of this Marines. The splits are decent, but are they good enough? He's trying to pull back. Another Thor already there. There's no magic box just yet. MMA loses nearly everything that he has. Tefel hunts down the Medivacs, and those are the really important units. The really gas-costly units. It costs so much. They're so expensive there. And this is a horrible scenario for MMA. He's looking at 10,000 resources lost against 9,000. Usually you want that to be the other way around, and by a lot more than only 1 or 2,000. He lost another one right there. The Widow Mines here still able to do some damage, but this is getting absolutely crazy. 13 Mutalisks are still left. The upgrades are soon to be done, and once he has those upgrades, once he has the Ultralist, this is going to get absolutely brutal. The 4th base is not spotted just yet, and that helps MMA a lot, but we do not have a 5th base for Tefel either, so these things really getting very important here. Mutalisks once again for the snipe, trying to take down the gas successfully, I might add. Moving over already and killing a few additional supply depots. Keep in mind that the Widow Mines here still getting their shots off. 9 kills and 0. That's what we currently have for them. But he still doesn't know that there's an expansion. He'd never checked this position, and that might in the end be a problem for him. One Ultralisk a little bit too eager to fight. But the Mutalisk is still doing damage. A Thor, he could magic box that actually. Doesn't do that though. Moves back immediately. And let's see. Does he move in? Does he try to finish it here? Here comes the Thor. Dropped onto the low ground. Rest of the army moving in. That Thor against the Mutalisk. And here come the Banelings trying to just take the victory immediately. Did not wait for the 3-3. Neither one waited. The +2 attack for the Mutalisk nearly done as well. Here comes the 3-3. Finally also for Tefel. He has 50 supply up against his opponent. Still an absolute slaughter that we see here. Banelings trying to move up that ramp, but the Thor shutting those down. 80 army supply against 53. That command center is gone. Never lifted and dies to the Ultralisk, which are currently trying to move back, but a Marauder with 2 Ultralisk kills already. Definitely a hero for his team here. Tefel at 159 supply against 133. You might argue that he might have wanted to wait a little bit longer until all of his upgrades were completed. He sees that base finally and moves in, tries to take it down, but he cannot make it work just yet. Needs to move back, but here comes MMA moving in, and he smells blood in the water. He wants the rest of the Ultralisk, takes them on and chases them back for now. And Tefel doesn't have a 5th base. He did not take a 5th, and he's running out of resources. He was a little bit too overconfident here. MMA lost a lot, but Tefel attacked a few seconds too early without his upgrades, and he never scouted at 4th base. But once again, the Banelings right in his opponent's side trying to morph them. But here comes the Ultralisk trying to take down at least the Thor. No, everything gone, and suddenly it is Tefel who is maybe the one. Yeah, he might be on the ropes here already. We have the 4th base mining for MMA. He's getting another one where his 3rd was. Tefel doesn't have the economy that he really needs to get his army back together. Resources lost are by now looking much better for the Terran player. 20,000 against 23,000. He was so close to winning this game. He had the lead, but MMA is pushing in right now. What a final match between the two of them. Absolutely great to see that. That's exactly the type of 9th game that we wanted to see. A quick snipe dashing in with those Marines, taking down the hatch and moving back immediately now that the Mutalisk's threat is completely negated. Wow. What a game so far. Tefel a bit too overconfident, not scouting the 4th, and MMA punishing him for it. 4 bases once again for MMA, and he's starting to stabilize a lot. He moves in again. He saw, of course, the infestation bit here too. Takes it out immediately. He can kill all those overlords if he wants to, if he gets close enough, but now Tefel moving back again, trying to secure himself this base. He's down to 2 mining bases. His main base is already running out of resources, and now it's time for the overlords to die, and a lot of them are actually going down here, but Tefel has so many of them. At this point it doesn't really matter too much for him. The drop is gonna happen. He's not even gonna try to supply block his opponent. He's just gonna aim straight for this base over here. The counter aggression all the way at the top against the planetary fortress with 20 kills already. 23, 25. He kills even more. The Banelings putting an end to the planetary in the end. But talking about putting an end to things, this base is not gonna survive if MMA just focuses once, which is exactly what he does right now. So the Polish player is trying to expand again, this time to the right side of the map, trying to take this one here in the middle. But if this is going to work, then yeah, I highly doubt it, to be honest. He's falling too far behind already, and MMA sees exactly what's going on here. Units lost, resources lost, 320 Zerglings were killed over the course of this game. Absolutely crazy match that we had there. So at this point, Tefel is just on the verge of being eliminated by his opponent, unless he finds like some genius play that can really bring him back into the match. The hatchet did not have to be cancelled. He still has that secured. And maybe he's able to just starve MMA. But MMA is lifting the core. Well, actually, I thought he would lift the orbital command over to the base that we have here, but that doesn't seem to be the case. He's currently moving down, maybe trying to take this one, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. There's a Zergling spotting for that, though. We have another drop right to to the right side of the base, which is still protected by ultralisks and everything else. But the army supply at this point is getting a bit scary for Tefel. This is 130 maxed out Terran bio army supply against 92 Tefel army supply. And, well, if MMA doesn't split, on the other hand, like if the Banelings roll in and take this out, then it's a different story. But the Marauder count is already pretty high too. 26 Marauders and 51. MMA actually playing a little bit hesitant here because he doesn't know how far he's ahead. Like he has no idea like that he can really do a whole lot. He wants to play this safe. He knows that his team's life is on the line here. If he loses this by overextending just once, then it's all over. Then Acer is going to lose this. So Tefel might be down and might be trying to catch his breath here, but if you make one mistake, then the Polish player is just going to bounce back, and that's something that you know when you played this guy a couple of times. So he's just trying super careful here. Spire being built here again. Earlier, Spire in the... Wow, how did... Yeah, he killed that. Did he kill the Spire, or did the Overlord move away? Guys, he might have lost the Spire because the Overlord that was supporting creep here earlier moved away. Okay, that is pretty interesting. Because I don't see a whole lot else here damaged in the main base. It's not like anything else lacks hit points. So either we had a drop that we really didn't see, or he just moved the Overlord away that was providing creep here, had them in a group with other Overlords, and then the Spire lost hit points over time and died. That is actually a really... That could have happened here. He has all the Overlords here, and usually how you do that is you hold control or whatever, and you just press on the Overlord. You get all the Overlords there, and you focus them here. And that might be exactly what he did earlier, and then the Overlord moved away. The creep spread wasn't there anymore with the Overlord, and then he lost it. I don't think I've ever seen this, but it kind of makes sense when you think about it. So we have 2 mining bases at this point for Tefel. At his former natural, there are only like 1 mineral patch. That doesn't really count. For MMA though, this base is nearly mined out, which means he's basically on 1 mining base, and that's 20 mutalisks being built. 20 mutalisks are being built. If he has the time to get them into the game, then maybe he can make something work there. Bailings rolling in. MMA and Tefel are nearly on the same amount of units here though. Overseer moves in. Well, I'm not quite sure if that Ultralist should really go in there. Without the Mutalist, like, I don't know about that, and I don't know about the position either, Tefel. Like, what are you doing? Drawing his opponent out, maybe, but there's no fungal. He can't pin those units down. The Queen goes down too. Oh my god, he turns around and MMA loses quite some of his supply. The Marines, of course, not there anymore. So now suddenly the Mutalists can reign supreme if they take down that stupid Thor. But with all those Marauders, the ground army of Tefel is immediately gone. And if you look at the resources lost, it's 38,000, nearly 40,000 against 27,000. The Ultralists are basically just run at this point in time. Their name is Forest. Run, Forest, run. That's the only thing that they can do. The Mana Mules are being dropped here. The base down here was sniped by another set of Marauders. Like, MMA is outpacing Tefel right now. GG, well played. And this is game. Team Acer takes it with a 5-4 against coLDignitas. Oh my god. Well played by MMA, but what a great series between Tefel and MMA if you think about it. A great game that we had today. Great effort by Tefel. MMA in the end, just a bit too strong. Congratulations to Team Acer, but also congratulations to coLDignitas for a great performance today.